Revolut is generating a lot of news. We're not always covering whatever is happening on their side, but today it's a quite interesting one because Revolut is coming to India market and they planning to acquire about 200 million customers till the end of 2030. So it seems that like in 5 years they grow to grow a lot and they're going to get 20 million customers there.
Revolut proved not for the first time, proved the fact that they absolutely have no issues to go on emergent markets. They know how to work on the markets where traditional banks are very cautious. Traditional Western banks are very cautious. India, I mean, all of us, we understand it, but the potential is a huge one. India holds, because of its population, its growing economy, it's holding a big amount of cash and the liquidity is huge. So Revolut proved themselves that they can work with customers from different countries. They prove themselves that they can work with medium-sized, micro and small-sized business entities. Or India has a lot of them. So I think it's a challenging step for Revolut. I think possibly a part of technology development will be also moved to that country, but mostly I think to have such kind of a goal of 20 million users for an European-based fintech, it's a big number. I know they will be unified payment interface and with Visa for starting their collaboration in India. That it's a big step for all these three kind of companies. For Visa, it's a good plus because they can work with a trusted partner they already are doing and working in Europe. They can just extrapolate the procedures and the collaboration framework to that country. It's absolutely a great step. Possibly it's a first signal for European companies, for European-based fintech and ME companies or banks, that India can be a logical step for escalation and expansion.
Usually, I think this really underestimating effect because projects and companies like Revolut, they deep down technology company. Because if you take a look, I don't know, any high street retail bank in the European Union or in the United Kingdom, I think for them, it would be almost impossible with no time to scale to another country, to keep in compliance with the data regulation, because my assumption that Revolut is obliged to run and keep the data inside of the India, and having the tech, which is allowing you to spin the technical infrastructure, deploy in no time, and have an ability to reuse the existing functionality and bring it to India market, is something really unique. And that might be one of the secret sauce for evaluation and for rapid growth across the globe. So it's really insightful one. And thank you for sharing it with us, Dimitri.
They are not a single one company that are growing and expanding and scaling, but it's a huge signal for European companies. Maybe India is our next step after you dominate European market. For example, companies in the United States, they logically look at when they think about expansion and scaling, they're looking at the European Union or Latin America. Some of them not, like for example, Walmart's OnePay. They just decided to expand not geographically. They decided to expand their portfolio of services and currencies they will use. So they announced that at the late 2025, so in some months, Walmart's OnePay users will be able to buy, sell, and keep Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is absolutely great thing because Walmart for these tokens can be the big door, the big gate for big retail and big usage of these coins into retail. What do you think about this, Igor? This is a signal that crypto is getting so much as a fiat, or it's more like, a tentative, unsuccessful and tentative to push crypto into real world?
It reminds me of the case with the Starbucks, because the Starbucks is one of the biggest holder of the liquidity in Starbucks gift cards. And if you put to the charts of the banks, startups somehow become one of the biggest bank in the United States. And I think that's kind of the same approach. And the crypto and portfolio is just one tool which is potentially can be there. Because those tech companies and someone who has a big customer base, they're looking for the ways how they can retain and monetize on existing customers, and providing something which definitely the customers right now are interested in is a crypto, and holding values in crypto is a logical step. as more we go into the future, I would say we will see less barriers between tech giants, financial institutions, technology providers, or even cloud infrastructure. I don't know. Maybe someday we will have a personal hosting on AWS, hosting our own blockchain network, which will interact with AI, et cetera, et cetera. So technology is just vanishing or removing the borders between things that we used to think as a different boxes. So that's one of the great example when the retail company is going into the fintech space and then even shifting or removing the lines between crypto and the retail services. So it's a great one. I would like to see the competition. I would like to see the winners there and their business model. So it's a really good step. And let's take a look how it progress.
I honestly think that Walmart is the big gate for Bitcoin and Ethereum to enter into the retail world, where average user of a credit card, debit card, they can use Ethereum, Bitcoin, because sometimes we have a lack of credibility and trust from average user to use Bitcoins or to use any kind of tokens for paying. People who are going to Walmart are average, middle class, not only but mostly middle class people from the States. They by sure will be. I mean, if they will get used to pay with Bitcoin and Ethereum to pay at Walmart, they'll be used to pay with these tokens everywhere around the world or for different other services. It's a part of popularization, yes. There is behind of this, there is a big business goal of Walmart, and they want to attract liquidity, they want to expand their services, to earn some additional revenue on FX fees and so on, but it's a part of popularization of a crypto, which I honestly salute, and I think it's a good thing. It's absolutely a great thing. For example, European Union is also moving to this field. We have a news also regarding crypto, but linked to European Union, Igor. Do you mind to share it with us?
Yeah, sure. That's an update. We already had this discussion that European banks are planning to jump into the stablecoin story, and that's a consortium of 9 major European banks. And they actually shifting from ideation phase into the implementation. So they looking to issue the stable coins in the second part of the year in 2026. So this consortium will use the stable coin as one instrument of the payments. What do you think about that, Dimitri?
Well, we first have to mention the name of the banks. It's really big banks. It's starting with Raiffeisen Bank International, ING, Danske Bank, Banca Sela. So it's a 9 big banks. UniCredit, by the way, also is in this consortium. 9 big banks decided to mint euro-based coin to guarantee the liquidity of this. Of course, there is a business plan behind this. Of course, they want to attract more liquidity. They want to attract, investors. If they want to work with people, with younger generations that are used with coins. But it's basically, this is the result of MiCA implementation in the European Union. By the way, this is an example when regulation, a good, well-structured regulation, help businesses to grow, help businesses to develop. Because before a regulation, before MiCA, a lot of companies, a lot of banks in the European Union were looking with cautiousness to crypto. Now, because we have MiCA in the European Union, companies are more open. They understand the frames. They understand from where to where they have to, what kind of things they have to do, what kind of steps they have to implement. It's absolutely a great thing what's happening. I'm personally very happy for this. I know there were some issues and still discussions. We have not a clear understanding till the end what kind of a network it will be, what kind of it will be centralized or not. We have critics. I know that you, Igor, also thinks that you are a little bit skeptical on this thing. By the way, what's your opinion? I mean, why you're skeptical? Why you think this is not till the end good?
I think technology by itself cannot drive the innovation. And if those banks are coming in consortium and pushing as a stable coin, I would ask why stablecoin? Like why they cannot do the same with having the settlement in real time for the payments between them? Why do they need the stablecoins? That's the first question. But the second one, who is owning the data? Because the blockchain by the nature is well traceable network. So you can trace the transactions, you can synchronize the nodes. And that's a question who is going to have an access to those nodes and how this financial information, because in those nodes, the financial information will flow, will have an access and monitor. Because keeping in mind that in the European Union, sometimes there are legislation like to provide an access to the whole encrypted messages for across different messengers around the globe, like WhatsApp, Facebook messengers, and legislation is pushing to provide this information. And that's a question who will have an access to those blockchain networks and how they will use this information. Because knowing that you have certain liquidity, certain funds, it might be an issue because right now we are kind of protected with the banking legislation, but how it's going to be applied to the networks like that, because by nature they expose information. That's why I'm always pretty cautious with these cases.
In this case, this consortium created a new entity in Netherlands, so it will work under Dutch regulations. As far as I know, they will have also not only MiCA but also EMI. So they will work under current regulations they have in European Union. Your questions are absolutely correct, and they are very. I mean, people request such answers for these questions. We have to know details. Unfortunately, not so many things were published. I hope till the end, when they will launch this product, we'll have much more details. But at least I'm happy to see that they settle up in Netherlands because they choose one of the best location for in European Union for such kind of a thing. And the second thing, what is very good signal is, I think at the beginning they had this idea just to take a blockchain leverage to make instant payments, instant settlements. And then they moved forward generally because they saw the opportunity also to attract and extract liquidity into their bank accounts, new liquidity into their banking system. So I think it's mostly this euro-based coin will be some kind of a front shop for a blockchain leverage that they will use inside. Because 9 big banks, if they already have a technology, they already will be able to make settlements, just in a second, just in a sparking of a fire. So I think this is just a front part for attracting liquidity and a little bit of PR mostly.
Maybe. So let's see how they will progress and what are going to be the official presentations for those products. And let's explore in half a year. And I think that's it for today.